terrifying sounds at night, hundreds of animals, some tiny, some much larger, awaken and make their own protests. Every night until the sun rises in the morning.
Insects make noises at night. Okay, I've written it down.
Best notes ever.
I'm impressed someone managed to pitch a tent here. And I'm impressed someone would want to. It's a colorful, bonky-themed padlock. He's staring into my soul. It should open if I set the right number.
You remember, he's like the greatest fan of Boggy, so... especially the cartoon, so... This should be... Oh! Lucky me. Guess I winged it.
It's a journal. I guess it belongs to Echo.
Steal it.
Bad news. Remington is dead. I don't know what to do. Was my whole protest in vain? They'll shut this place down, sure, but I'll never know if I got through to him. That's all he's written. There's nothing else in here.
Boring. Sorry for looking through your stuff. I'm not that guilty. Don't feel that bad.
Note to self, don't fall in.
Good note. Good note. Write it down. Oh, hey. Carol is drawn as you.
It's a humble gift shop wagon. Let's take a look. What on earth? This thing doesn't seem to belong here at all. It's some kind of roughly made costume head, I think. There's a strange piece of red fabric stuffed inside. 2 clues for the price of 1, I guess. Bonky dolls, bonky toys, bonky postcards. Yeah, this stuff isn't half bad. Brightly colored bonky baseball caps. Is there something behind them? It's a photo of the swamp entrance. Or it could be a painting. There's really no way to tell, you know?
Yep. One of those.
It's a framed drawing of Boggy. What a shame, it's not even signed. It's a map of the swamp. Mine seems a little older than this one, though.
Weird.
A Boggy's Bog Mug. Maybe I'll get one and surprise Officer James for Christmas. Well, I wouldn't wear it. Maybe to sleep in. You know, not outside.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. I can see that you're, hard at work.
You weren't here yesterday.
You have a nice voice. Sound English. Oh no, well, I only just read. I know, I was a mouse yesterday.
Oh, no, I only just arrived.
You're the detective, right?
I'm a detective.
So, that was your hat I saw blowing through here.
You spotted it too.
Do you get
If
it?
you're good at your job, you may have realized that it's kinda dead around here. So, I generally notice magical floating detective hats. Oh, and don't worry, you look better without it.
How do you know?
Oh, I have a good imagination.
Okay then.
I didn't expect to see someone your age working in a place like this. But then again, I didn't expect there to be a place like this in a place like this.
I only started working here this year anyway. It's temporary. Just running the gift shop to earn a little extra money. Don't ask how I ended up here.
I'll save that question for a different day. You don't seem at home here, exactly.
I hate it. This place is disgusting.
Come on, you don't think it's kind of beautiful?
You would say that. You only just got here.
Yes, that's
You'll
been
get sick
before.
of it.
If I wasn't here, I'd be stuck in my office doing paperwork.
At least at your office, you don't have to bring spare clothes every day. It's impossible to leave this place without being covered in dirt.
Challenge accepted.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
When you have a moment free from your busy schedule, I need to ask you about last night.
I know, but it won't help. I worked here during the day, then left my gift shop and went home in the evening, same as every day.
You just leave your gift shop here when you go?
No, I put it in my pocket.
Yeah, seriously though, as much as I appreciate sarcasm, I think I'd get in trouble if I wrote something like that down in my notes.
Well, look, you've noticed the gift shop has wheels, and you're thinking, oh, she's pretty lazy to leave it lying around. But if you want to try pushing this thing through the swamp, be my guest. And I can't lock it up, so I just leave it here overnight. Nobody's ever stolen any of this lousy merchandise anyway. I even left my spare clothes here when I went home last night.
You left them here? By the gift shop?
Yeah, it's no big deal. They were all still here this morning. Kind of.
Kind of?
Music change.
I think someone played a stupid joke, and my spare black leggings were covered in some disgusting swamp slime when I found them in the bag this morning. If you're going to take my clothes and mess them up, then just keep them. I don't want them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely do.
Yes, it makes lots of sense. You don't have any shoes.
Predictably, a trash can, and I just can't resist taking a look inside. The glamorous life of a detective. My favorite part of the job. Maybe there's something underneath the trash in here.
It's surprisingly relatively clean.
Hello, what's this? Just a piece of paper?
I was surprised they didn't rip it up and crumble it up and turn to a bunch of small pieces.
Or something more sinister?
These look like designs for a bossy costume. What's going on here? Whoever designed it is terrible. And I know what I'm saying. Because I actually wanted to be a fashion designer when I was younger. And I also sewed doll clothes. And you need better patterns than this. Just putting it out there. These are terrible designs. Just saying.
Are we really talking about a swamp creature here?
Costume design that I found.
The costume design
Okay,
I
cool.
found in the trash can explains what Burrow's black and white photo is showing me. My detective's intuition is kicking in. That black and white photograph. I'm not sure I'm looking at the real Boggy here, and I think these designs I found in the trash can might be the answer. I'll ask around, see if anybody knows anything about this. Oh, and I should start looking for the costume itself. If I can find that, there'll be some pretty impressive evidence.
Cool. Chapter 2 already. Deadly
I have something for you.
Another gift already. Where are you keeping all this stuff? You don't even have pockets in that dress.
I don't need a pocket to carry a key.
What key?
I don't know. You could try it on any door you like. Although, I recommend you try it on that office door.
Remington's office?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Wait, so click, clack. Where are my notes? Click. Close. Okay, so basically I got everything of the costume. You can click on all the. Okay, where's the back button?
Ah, yes. I heard they were sending somebody over. So you're Detective Grimoire.
At your service. Well, kind of. You're a suspect too.
You have a nice voice.
Of course. Feel free to be as suspicious as you like. I won't be offended. You can call me Harper.
How did you know my name?
I can only assume I must have read about one of your many exploits. But I think you'll find the swamp to be your greatest challenge.
Also challenging about an old swamp, you mean this murder case? Sure I can handle it. I love challenge. I eat challenge for breakfast.
You
Yeah,
mean this murder case? I'm sure I can handle it.
The swamp itself has a history that has captured many imaginations, for better or for worse. My advice to you, look to the past. It could be the way forward.
You strike me as a nice guy. Ooh, another thing I want.
So, you sit in this boat all day and sell food to people? To tourists, I guess?
Not just the tourists, but the employees too. To anyone who is hungry or thirsty. I know everyone's favorite foods.
What are they? Oh, and is this a real shipwreck? How did it get here?
I can't expose all the secrets of the swamp. I don't want to spoil your fun.
Is there a secret to this shipwreck?
No.
You just spoiled my fun.
You'll find out there are some secrets worth keeping when you've worked here as long as I have.
Well, how long is that?
I've worked in the swamp almost as long as Mr. Remington. We knew each other for a long time.
Really? So what was his favorite food?
Mr. Remington enjoyed a specialty only I can make. The bog dog. He ate one nearly every day. A real creature of habit, that one.
It looks like a hot dog.
It's similar, but I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. I'm not serving them today.
Why not?
Yesterday I found this strange green powder in my entire supply.
Guess I'm out of luck today. Well, thanks for the information. You've been a real big help.
Wait, take this with you. If you get thirsty, it's the most popular drink in Poggy's Bog. Swamp juice. Try it.
It looks like... Well, I'll try some later on.
You're in luck. That's my last bottle. A lot of swamp juice has been disappearing from my stock recently. I can only assume I must have been selling them all.
Did something strange happen at the cafe yesterday?
Okay, so wait, what did I go through? Okay, okay. What's the reason that murdered the victim because visited the cafe after, left the cafe after feeling ill after. Okay, Richard Remington, haha. After a bog dog suddenly burst
Richard
into
Remington left the cafe feeling ill after a bog dog suddenly burst into flames. Oh, that doesn't make sense, does it? Why did Remington rush back to his office?
Oh, whoops.
Richard Remington left the cafe feeling ill after Hopper sold him a bog dog. Hopper is basically in charge of all the food and drink here in Boggy's Bog. I'll have to ask him about this.
Unfortunately, but he's a nice guy.
You're going to ask me about what I was doing last night.
I was going to? Were you going to tell me anything?
I was working here at the cafe in the evening. I had a couple customers. Eventually they all left and I locked up and went home.
Do you lock away everything at night?
Not everything, just the storeroom over there.
You mean that little door on the side of the ship? Is there anything else to lock?
I leave the chairs, tables, and trash can where they are. Lifting things like that is not a job for an old man.
Don't you have anyone to help you?
Mr. Remington liked to keep us down to his skeleton staff. There simply aren't many people who would choose to work in a place like this.
A skeleton staff? Well, that's convenient for him since...
Don't make that joke. I won't laugh.
Okay then.
Someone made a costume to look like the creature. They must have known it would get a reaction for sure. But I wonder if they planned things to go this far.
When you're finished theorizing, I was going to show you these sketches I found in the trash can right next to your cafe.
It does seem like someone was designing a costume. A disguise, perhaps.
I don't know.
Try to think why somebody would do such a thing.
I don't know.
What could they achieve with it?
I don't know.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's just like in cards. Oh yeah, I'm in mock trial, so I play witness and the crown's going to talk to me like that. I'm gonna like have to force the answer. Oh dear, I don't want to. But if they're gonna shoot me down like that, then I'm gonna be exactly like Grimoire. I don't know!
I was told Remington left the cafe looking ill last night. Since you seem to be completely in charge of all the food and drink around here, I'm afraid this is something I can't ignore.
He was an old man. His health wasn't perfect. But I'm not arguing with you. I think it is suspicious. What do you think caused it?
What do I think caused it?
I'm sorry.
That's not it. A bog dog he ate at the cafe gave him food poisoning.
I keep all my food locked in the storeroom when I'm not here. You think he was poisoned?
I think he was poisoned.
Poisoned by me?
The storeroom was broken into with a lockpick. I have no proof it was you who poisoned his food.
I have proof that it was you who poisoned his food. No, wait, that's not right, is it?
Oops, sorry, I misread it. Oh dear.
I was told Remington left the cafe.
No.
Since you seem to be completely in charge of all the food and drink around here,
skip
I'm
dialogue.
afraid this is something I can't ignore.
He was an old man. His health wasn't perfect. But I'm not arguing with you. I think it is suspicious. What do you think caused it?
What do I think caused it?
Stupidity.
A bog dog he ate at the cafe gave him food poisoning.
Okay.
You think he was poisoned?
I think he was poisoned.
Poisoned by me?
Was broken into with a
The storeroom
lockpick.
was broken into with a lockpick.
I can't read.
Lockpick? I've never encountered a problem like this before. But since last night am I in a position to doubt a claim like that?
Somebody knew that Remington would eat a bog dog. He ate one every day, right?
Do you suppose this explains the missing bottles of swamp juice as well?
Yes, I do. Okay.
There's a little locked door on the side of the ship here. I think it's part of the cafe. A shipwreck? In a swamp? Does that make any sense? And why is there a cafe growing out of the side? The tables and chairs are made out of parts of a ship, I think. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Seriously, I'm not drinking that. There's a wooden path built right into the shipwreck. The rope bridge leads up through those trees. Do they expect tourists to climb up there? It looks dangerous.
And as dangerous as it is, we're going there. The animations is impressive. I'm sorry, I like art and animation. A sucker for it.
Someone please tell me why there's a house here. Well, the lights are on. Maybe somebody's home.
Okay then.
The latch is broken on this door. Seems I can fix it with those 3 cogs if I just put them in the right place. Once they're on the right pins, I can move the handle at the bottom to try and open the door.
Puzzles!
Perfect. I am amazing.
That was so simple. I am disappointed.
The owner of this house seems to enjoy reading. Though, I'm not sure what else there is to do up here, actually. This is like an oven? Or is it just a boiler? It's so old-fashioned it hurts my brain. Check out that sunlight beaming through the window. It's so bright I should have brought my sunglasses. The tree comes straight through the middle of the house. It even has little drawers carved into it. Okay, even I'll admit, that's pretty cool. There's a whole load of needles and wool on that shelf. Or should I say yarn? I just don't know anymore. A little blanket on a little bed in a little house. It makes very little sense.
You just walked straight into my house, did you?
Not exactly. I had to climb up here first. I'm paid to work. I'm sorry, I would have rung the bell.
Sorry, I would have rung the bell, but you don't have one.
Normally, I have methods for dealing with unwanted attention, but I can make exceptions for harmless idiots.
That's
Do you get any attention up here?
Most of the time, people like to leave me alone. But I don't think you're going to, are you?
No. I could make an excuse and say it's my job to ask you about last night, but to be honest, I climbed all the way up here and I just like being indoors.
Well, if you insist on staying, I'll tell you. I'm Lady Weybridge, and I think you might be climbing up the wrong trees.
I'm Detective Grimoire, and I think I might agree with you.
Okay.
What do you do here? Did you work for Richard Remington?
I was living here before that man was even born. And I have absolutely nothing to do with him, or his little tourist attraction.
You're exaggerating. How long have you been here? Just in this treehouse? What do you do up here?
I've been here longer than anyone. Even longer than, well, anyone.
I like numbers.
60 years, something like that.
What have you been doing for that time? If you don't mind me asking.
I have many reasons to be here, but I won't bore you with all the details of my life.
I'm sure there's one detail worth writing down.
I like to study the plants and flowers in this area.
Cool.
I've learned many things from them.
Also cool.
What about this little chemistry set you've got on your table?
I
Alchemy.
wouldn't call it a chemistry set,
Alchemy.
but if you bring me an object that has liquid on it, or inside it, I'll tell you what that liquid consists of.
Wow, how do you do that?
Chemistry.
Quite ironic. It's funny. Okay.
Your job is to ask me about what happened last night.
Do you even know what happened last night?
I know more than you might imagine.
Oh, that sounds useful. Can you tell me? What were you doing?
I was here, in my house, by myself.
What else?
That's it.
Thanks. Just give me a minute to write all this down.
Best one so far.
I found these designs for a boggy costume. Do you know anything about them?
You're asking me because you can tell I'm experienced with needlecraft and sew my own clothes?
No, but that's a good reason. Let's go with that.
Well, these designs look like they should have stayed where they were.
In the trash?
On paper.
Oh, how come?
Whoever drew them didn't really know what they were doing.
You would have done it differently?
Of course. I am a seamstress. There was a time when I considered sewing my craft, my livelihood.
Really?
When Richard Remington arrived in the swamp years ago, I offered him some of my handmade fabric as a peace offering. I don't think he cared much for it. Most likely he threw it away. A pointless gift from some strange woman.
But that makes it interesting. You made the curtain. Oh wait, no.
There's a book on the table. How fascinating. I must take some... Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into the cauldron, then tap the faucet.
Okay.
And now, we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
I have a feeling I'm gonna feel boredom.
Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes.
Oh dear.
Let's see. First, then...
Oh, I got a boredom.
And now, we just... Got it! Now I know what that liquid... I'll write it down in my... Was that the same as last time? Let's see. First thing we... Then tap... And now we...
Nothing interesting is happening. Just the color green. Make the freaking color green.
Got it! Now... Oh, this one... What's going on here?
You're asking me.
I have nothing good to say about that man, so I won't say anything at all.
Makes sense. Have a nice day, ma'am. 60 years, she say. That's when Boggy was found. And Boggy was found when the explorer was... Oh dear, there's the girl.
Oh! Aha! The
Sure,
great
sure.
detective returns. Did you run out of ideas? Need a little push in the right direction?
I'm getting a new idea. It involves ignoring you. No need to push me, but the direction would help. You're the one who needs a little push.
No need to push me, but the direction would help.
Like it or not, I'm here to help you.
I get it. You give me a map, then you magically disappear and hide behind a tree for an hour. You want me to be impressed?
Did you talk to all the suspects yet?
I'm working on it.
I
You
think
can't
so.
rush these things, you know?
Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not
I
yet.
notice that this is going to take longer than I originally planned, and I'm getting the feeling that I wasn't wrong about this tourist attraction.
What do you mean?
I had a hard time believing there could be a place like this here in a dark corner of a swamp. It didn't make sense, and it still doesn't.
Some things don't make sense straight away. You need to look a little closer.
At what? The mud? The water? The trees?
Nope. They've been here for years, and they're not to blame. They belong here.
Why are you
She's gone
defensive?
again. Hiding in a bush, no doubt. I wonder if she'll ever tell me something I can actually understand.
Or maybe she's very cryptic. You taught her to
The
be
water's
like
clear
that.
here. I can... Not bad. It's like a little forest back here. The water's clear here. I can... Not bad. I don't think it's a window. This side of the museum is surrounded by blue and red flowers.
I think we saw that before. Oh yeah.
What can you tell me about these designs for a boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it? Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your boggy movie? Isn't that gonna be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Huh.
Okay, that makes sense.
I found these designs for a costume, a boggy costume.
Aha, the legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
It makes you think of the guy who said that he never had a natural talent for art and music and stuff. And Bobby said that looks like child's drawing. Anyone who doesn't really have the skill in art will most likely get an output of a childish artwork that came out wrong, but I can't think of the correct words, so better sounding words.
So,
I found these designs for a boggy costume.
oh, some ridiculous new merchandise for tourists to waste their money on.
No, I believe the murderer was dressed like this last night when they attacked Remington.
If they were trying to scare him out of the swamp, they should have spent more time making an accurate design.
What do you mean?
Well, this design is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character. It simply hasn't been researched properly.
What's wrong with it?
Well, those flippers? Pure guesswork. Nothing but foolish imagination. Nobody knows what Boggy's feet look like. No footprint has ever been recorded.
So tell me, Special Agent Folder, how would you do a better job researching it if nothing has ever been recorded?
Oh, well, that's, I mean, it's all a matter of taking the time to... It's just that there's no way anyone would believe nothing but foolishness.
Okay, that was fun. Wait, why am I moving around when I can just... There's people here.
What can you tell me about these designs for a costume? A boggy
It's
costume.
Boggy! I must admit, I've been a fan of his before I ever came to the swamp.
A fan? So you're interested in cryptozoology?
Oh, no, I meant, well, Boggy has been in all kinds of cartoons and comic strips. He's one of the greatest characters of the last 100 years. I've got some comics in my tent. You really should see.
But he was only discovered 60 years ago.
Oh, that's true. Well, I rounded up.
But what about this costume? Have you seen anyone wearing it?
I can honestly say I've never seen anyone wearing anything like that. And I'm a very observant person.
Okay, then. Music stopped and it became awkward.
Hey,
I have a theory that the murderer was wearing a costume. A homemade outfit designed to look like the swamp creature.
I've never seen anything so ridiculous. You've never seen me in that.
I know it's not exactly the latest fashion, but...
No, you'd never see me in that. It would cover me up entirely.
That's the point of a disguise?
Look, detective. When you have legs like mine, you don't want to be wearing disguises.
Is that why you always wear those black leggings?
You've only just met me and you're making assumptions about what I always wear.
And making assumptions is the fun part of being a detective.
No,
Okay.
you're right. I always wear these.
Cool. Oh wait, I can ask Harper about people who aren't here.
It's here a lot. I think he's been putting less effort into his protests recently, which is a shame. I think it's an admirable cause.
Do you talk to him much?
Not really. Sometimes he likes to talk, just casual conversation. He asks how business is going and what everyone likes to eat, nothing of real importance.
That's pretty interesting. If he... Then he would know, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he know?
I don't know what to say.
But she works here.
I don't know very much about them.
I'm asking you about you.
He was a friend for many years. If you have any questions about him or his belongings, I may be able to help you.
Okay.
You're prime suspect, am I correct?
Well, technically, but I'm not even sure he's real.
Don't worry about that. Real or not, the creature's the most important part of this mystery.
Which one? The cartoon character or the real creature?
Exactly.
I like Harper, he's a nice fellow.
You have a lot of suspects on that list.
Yes, I do. I should get going now.
Even though I have the key, this might not be as simple as I'd hoped. This door has 2 keyholes. So, which key should I use in each one?
Mix and match. This goes to the bottom one, and this goes to the top one. And then this goes to the top one. Oh. Okay then. Whoever plays this game always go for the core colors, okay? Remember core
It's a
colors.
sharp metal poker for a fireplace, hidden in the shadows. Something about those 3 prongs. I feel like I just stumbled across an incredibly important piece of evidence.
Okay. Now the dry blood out. This is the moiter weapon. This is the moiter weapon. Okay then.
An old hunting rifle, discarded carelessly near the window. This isn't the kind of thing I can ignore.
Okay.
I don't know what's in that jar, and I wish it wasn't in there. I'm gonna stop looking at it now.
You do you now.
Hunting memorabilia. Claws, teeth. It would be an impressive collection if it wasn't so disturbing. No way. No way. Is this a werewolf?
Wait, what? That's a werewolf.
These animals. They're not... I don't recognize any of them.
Strange.
Remington's desk is covered in drawings and maps and notes. It's all about Boggy. He was obsessed. An ink bottle spilled into his work. I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose. Yeesh, it's a bit of a mess. Perhaps there's something underneath those drawings. It's a note addressed to Richard Remington. The handwriting is immaculate. Richard, our man of the world. A little help is in order. We're worried that the efforts regarding our elusive little friend might be in vain. Send word when you can. The letter is signed FF. And attached is a blurry little picture. It's some kind of metallic insect.
Weird.
The whole thing is a mystery. I have no idea.
Remington.
Vincent Vanderpeer's business card. There's a couple of numbers scribbled on the back. There's a map of the swamp lying on the desk. It's been annotated in a few places. Vincent Vanderpeer. There's a map of it. It's a letter Remington was writing before something caused him to spill his ink bottle. My dear fellow, I received your note 2 weeks ago, but have only recently found the time to do the appropriate research on the matter. I feel like my time in this awful swamp might finally come to a close. All due to the simple realization, the rest is obscured. What a tease.
What was the realization? Okay. I'll put everything back where they were.
Photos and paintings line the wall above the fireplace, but one of the frames is empty. Wait a second. what are these pieces on the floor underneath it? This photo is ripped, but it looks important. If I can piece it together again, maybe it'll reveal a secret.
That's Remington right there. Oh, it is pictures. Whenever it goes to picture friends, always get the border first. That's simple common knowledge that I forgot. Beside this man. What is this one? Okay, that makes sense. Red coat suit.
This photograph, it's a young Remington. And then some other men I don't know. They're all holding rifles. Maybe I can ask Harper about it.
They're hunters. They hunt stuff.
Have I uncovered a secret in here?
Seems like this proved that historical evidence shouldn't be the reason. The hunting photo is historical evidence that no, I murdered the victim. Scene belonged to society. Was a good secret society. The hunting photo is a historical evidence that Richard Remington belonged to a secret society.
The hunting photo is historical evidence that Richard Remington belonged to a secret society. I'm getting a strong feeling that Remington might be the bad guy in this story. If he wasn't already dead, I would have loved to ask him a couple of questions. I should ask around, see if I can gather any information about his motives for being here.
Chapter 3. Richard Remington's real reasons. I still haven't gotten the grasp of the story that clearly yet. Oh, now.
Something happened here. There are signs of a struggle between the desk and the window. This is the creepiest office I've ever been in. Ever. The open window looks over the wooden planks outside. Oh, and on one side, a part of the curtain has been ripped off.
I think I got everything now.
You said you knew Remington?
He and I knew each other for a long time. I came to work at his tourist attraction in the early days, when he needed help.
Well, what kept you here?
I know most people wouldn't want to work in a place like this. I actually like it here, so I was happy to oblige.
You might like it, but I still don't see why anyone would build a tourist attraction here.
Mr. Remington has his reasons. He probably had several. I don't presume to know what they all were. Even though we were friends, he had some secrets, some hobbies, that I was happy to let him keep secret.
Secrets? Hobbies? A secret hobby?
He was a man with a dream, I can tell you that much.
Oh dear. It's getting darker. I'm seeing I'm missing something. Please, I'm also missing another thing. What am I missing? I'm missing lots of things. Okay. Well, final option is here.
So what can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but more like preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that wasn't this tourist attraction?
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? Are you implying that I know the answer to that?
Huh.
Oh?
So what did Mr. Remington think of you? I mean, protesting in the middle of a swamp every day.
It wasn't his swamp. If he ever truly thought it was, then he was even more of a fool than he seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me, ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what, he just left you alone?
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says that in the brochure. Yes.
You seem mysteriously suspicious. I'm suspecting you, even though you seem to be a nice guy. But if I have reason to suggest, if Remington's the bad guy, then he would most likely be the good guy. Right?
Oh?
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know! I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Yeah, that would make sense, and that would also be true.
I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him? So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
That makes sense. Respecting someone is different from liking someone.
So,
What can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
we didn't really have one, and now we definitely don't have one. But look, all I can say is that he was a coward who enjoyed watering down history for his own benefits.
What does that mean?
It means there are some chapters of this swamp's history that he never wanted anyone to know about.
Did he like you sniffing around this museum all the time?
I don't think he knew, to be honest. And even if he did, there's nothing he could have done about it. He has no right to this building. He knows that. We both know that.
Why not? It was part of his tourist attraction, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh. Weird. Okay. I think there's woods. Wait, then what was the path? Oh. Bridge. I feel dumb. I saw a tree house and I clicked on the bridge. Okay. I'm abusing this shortcut.
You've been here so long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times. What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp. We'll be better off without him. Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off? With a killer on the loose now?
There have been murderers loose in the swamp before.
What are you talking about?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. by hunters several times. They're relentless.
What were they hunting? Wait, what about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home. I stood my ground.
Obviously. But this whole area is a tourist attraction now. I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's bog with a gun and start hunting down its main attraction.
You're giving me that knowing look that you know something. Okay.
Let's see. And now, we just... Got it! Now, that was the swamp slime. It's all the same. There's something about that green slime.
Okay, so...
The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Okay, cool. Wait, what was her last name? Spears? I'm sorry, like, if you have a spear... If you have a spear for last name... Oh, wait, no, that's like... Wait, no, that's like that pop singer. What's her name? Brittany. Oh, yeah, Brittany.
What?
Oh, oops, never mind. Forget what I said about having spears was a clear last name. Nothing to note of. My legs are sleepy. They're asleep.
The black